Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. Good to see you all this fine Saturday morning or afternoon or evening. First things first, let me know, can you hear me in the through the microphone? Testing a new setup this morning. Last time we were just going through the MacBook speakers, but if you can hear me, let me know. And if the volume is okay, let me know. Not that I think I have much control over the volume, so we're gonna figure out how this goes. New comments. Aloha, Adam. Hope you're feeling better today. Yeah, for sure. Feeling a lot better. Thank you, Mel. We'll discuss all kinds of good things. My throat's still a little croaky, but surviving. So all's well. All right. So let me see. Before I go off on too many tangents, answer too many questions, let me know in the comments. Can you hear me? Can we hear me? That is the $1 million question. Also, I think I got the time zones right. That's the other thing. If you can let me know, the email that came through, did it actually work? Like the link to the right live session. And now that you're here, did the time work? I put 8 a.m. Hawaii time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. I put whatever that, 2 p.m. in Eastern time. I think we got it right, but let me know. All right, Immaculate Heart. Adam, recommend it. He has a video of 20 books he'd read and recommends. Yes, I've got a number of different reading lists that you can check out, as well as a couple videos as well on top books. I think there's one on like 42 advertising strategies. I've got one with a bunch of different books, 5 top marketing books that you need to read as well. So, yes, if you're looking for books, that's the way to go. Corporal Diesel at Jefferson. Daniel, yeah, with that, I'm trying to keep things family friendly and all. I decided to leave it at that. Okay, well, there was a conversation going on that obviously I missed here, but let me see if I can scan it real quick. Yes, I like Audible. Doodle-doo. It's currently 6:14 in Hawaii. Yes, correct. So that was much earlier today. Looks like you guys are doing some good things. Jasmine says he'll probably be here in an hour, 8 a.m. for him. You nailed it. Dwayne, you made it, my man. You can hear me perfectly. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, we're rocking and rolling then. Okay, so let me see. Jefferson, you're here, maybe 11 a.m. Hawaii time. Yeah, so 8 a.m. Hawaii time, at least for the next, I don't know what, let me see what the date is today. It's the 18th. So for this session and the next session, it's going to be at this same weird time of 8 a.m. Hawaii time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, wherever else that works. So for today and for the 25th of March. For the 1st of April Fool's Day, only a good day, we're going back to regularly scheduled times. Maybe. We're going to see, because there's going to be a 3-hour time zone adjustment when I get back to the West Coast there. And kids don't adapt well to time zones. They don't. So we shall see. All right. Pravenk, hello from Bangalore. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Jasmine, you're right. Mickey Dutois. Hey, Adam, thanks for keeping me and all the others so excited to tune in on Saturdays. Love their Saturday crew. We got a good group of people here. During the week when I struggle with something, I'm always asking myself lately, what would Adam do? That's awesome. It's as ego inflating as that makes me feel, that's actually a strategy that I use all the time, like with other mentors and people. It's sort of like, I forget who's the person that came up with this concept, but it's like having a virtual board of directors. It might be Ray Dalio in his book Principles, but essentially I've got this like fictional board of directors that has, I don't know, whoever, Einstein and Nietzsche and Musk, and you don't have to like all these people. You just have to use them as a reference for well, how would they approach this situation? What would they think about it? How would they handle it? And it's shockingly effective at thinking, okay, well, would they do this? Would they do that? Because normally, we all have these good qualities inside of ourselves, and we just need to sort of tap into them with a different frame of mind. So yes, awesome. Jefferson, oh, here we go. Now I can share. Maybe 11 a.m. high time. I'm sure he would be here if something didn't go awfully wrong. Yes, correct. Like last week when all the tech issues were happening. But yeah, 8 a.m. Hawaii time. I'll say that a bunch, but we'll get here. Jefferson, I appreciate that. Glad to see you here. I wonder if I can resize these things. Let me format them. Hang on. How do I do this? We did this last time where I was able to, maybe it's this way. I was sure there was a way that I was able to reformat these and put them in the corner, but now that I'm on this new, oh, there we go. Hang on. all my software. I gotta like relearn everything with different Macs. Oh, there we go. Now I cut you totally off. We're gonna figure this out together. Okay, let's see. Jefferson, my favorite book's Atomic Habits. They can also be applied in business. Yeah, for sure. Atomic Habits is fantastic. There's a number of other really good books. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. It's a little bit more dry, but it's also really good. So if you liked Atomic Habits, you might like that one as well. Mel, yes, aloha, good to see you. You know what, Aaron, based on this screen and like where my big face is on this camera, we're gonna go this way. Hope you're feeling better. What strategies did you utilize to build a successful brand and stand out from the crowd in a competitive and fairly saturated market? So I used the strategies that I suggest everyone uses. So I'm a big fan of like taking my own medicine on this one. They're not they're not incredibly fast, but they're by far the most effective. And so what I did is I tried to create a preponderance, an overwhelming amount of goodwill and trust and authority by basically sharing everything that I could think of. So it was easy for me because I really genuinely was fascinated and like passionate about this whole marketing thing. It just kind of blew my mind that you could make money with words and you could sell anything, messages, ideas, concepts, products, services, whatever it was. But it's like, to learn marketing, you have this unfair advantage in life. You have a superpower really that ensures you're never going to go hungry or broke or whatever it is, because you can apply it to your own businesses. You can help other people with it. So I found it fascinating. So I just created everything that I could on it. Then from there, I think I just doubled down on my strengths. So I didn't get into video for like I did off and on videos, but like the first 5 years or so, I made like the odd video here and there. I should have done more earlier, but hindsight 2020. But really it was just a game of creating as much content as I could in the places that I thought I would have the most impact with people. So a lot of it was local networking as well. But that was it. Lakia, Marie, hey Adam, hello Lakia, good to see you here. And okay, perfect. You can hear me and I got the time zones correct. Oh, good stuff. We're off to an amazing thing. Hey Adam, why did the time change? The time changed because there was two reasons. Number one is because I'm in Hawaii instead of on the west coast of North America right now. So that's a big one. I'm back home in a couple weeks though. But yeah, I've been here for a couple weeks already. Time flies. The second reason that the time changed is because there was a time change. Fun fact, in Hawaii, the time doesn't change. So everybody else changes and that messes all sorts of other things up. But here on the islands, it just stays the same all the time, which is actually really convenient. Okay, Dwayne, yes, you hear me perfectly good. And I'm so glad to see you. Mel, aside from actually doing the work, what do you feel helped you most when first starting out in marketing? Books, mentors and coaches, networking events? Ooh, good question. What helped me the most? Oh, so many things. It really was so many things. So I think in order of like, I'll give you the order of the things that I did, and then we can try to prioritize them for what was most important. When I first started out, books were by far the most helpful. Full stop. Like it really was. I'd like to tell you that it was networking event and mentors and coaches, but the problem was I didn't have, in the very early days, I didn't have that foundational knowledge. So a mentor and a coach would have been, I don't want to say a waste, but like it would have been overkill. It's the same reason that if I'm to like, if someone that has a business that they're trying to grow or trying to start or trying to get to like 6 or even 7 figures, it rarely makes sense for me to consult with them because the advice is relatively straightforward. Like it really is. It's like you do one thing for one kind of person, you sell it in one kind of way. So my level of knowledge or expertise, I don't want to say is a waste, but it's just like, we're not going to be able to tap into that. You need the basics. Like the basics really work. You do the basics right, you got 6 or 7 figures. Like, I don't want to say every time, but like, this is not an income statement, but like legitimately, you do the things, you get the results. So books, by far, read as many as you can. Audible was amazing. I went through all of those. Then networking events were actually relatively effective, more so the conferences and the seminars. And it was because I was surrounded by other people that were doing really cool things. So it was interesting for me to go to these networking and marketing events more so and listen to the people on stage talk about, yeah, I made this million and I made that million, I made this million, because it opened up my eyes to like, whoa, no kidding. You can actually make a lot of money doing this. Like when before I just had no concept that this was possible. Like my early goals were to make 100 grand a year. Then maybe a couple hundred grand a year. Like I wanted to basically replace my pilot salary with marketing. And I thought if I could do that, I'd win the lottery. But later, when I realized that there was just so much money to be made once you started mastering a few of these things, like it just blew my mind. People were making multi-million dollars a year doing this stuff. So I was like, all right, I got to figure this out. So that's when all those other things started coming. And then from there, it was mentors and so on and so forth. So for today, what do? I read books, all of the books. I listen to audiobooks a lot. I have mentors and colleagues. You could even argue some of them would be coaches, but it's more sort of mentors, like people that have different kinds of businesses. I buy a lot of courses. I go through all of the courses. If I'm able to even get like one nugget from the course, it's a good one for me. So yeah, all the things. Jefferson, hey Adam, it was showing 11 a.m. Eastern, so 3 hours ago for us. Some of us have been here for a while. Oh man, well I appreciate your patience. I don't know what's going on with these. You know what's funny? It's because I set up the live through my software, and I don't think my software knows where I am, even though I've like told my computer I am where I am. I'm gonna have to figure something else out. But yeah, I mean, I guess tune in for the email and I'll try to make it more obvious. It's like next week will be at 8 a.m. Hawaii time. So for all of you here now, we will know. Jesse, hey Adam, I am excited for the launch of your new YouTube channel. Yes, coming soon, coming soon. When is it beneficial to have two separate channels? Oh, good question. Probably never, but we'll talk about that in a second. When you have different segments of your business, different target markets. Okay, very cool. So when should you have a separate YouTube channel, Instagram account, business page, et cetera, et cetera? Normally never, honestly. For like 99% of the people, 99% of the time, you should not have two channels, two businesses, two whatever. You'll spread yourself too thin and you won't be able to focus on one thing or another, which is why I've put it off for so long. So originally my intention was to create a separate YouTube channel on more personal development stuff. A lot of stuff like atomic habits and the power of habit and productivity and success and achievement and all these things that I nerd out all day long, but aren't really marketing and business growth. So I was going to put them on a separate channel. I even recorded a couple of videos for that channel. Some of them are going to be actually coming soon to this main channel. Then I realized the two main channels trying to create the same high quality content was overwhelming and exhausting and just never going to happen. So what we discussed with consultants and coaches and mentors and everything was the actual benefit of a second channel was to create a more intimate and personal relationship by showing kind of like I don't want to say lower quality, but like a less edited, more raw, almost like this kind of video. So I can talk about the things that I think are important, but that wouldn't necessarily help or do well on the main channel. So I hope that helps. So the answer is probably never for most people until you've got everything like really dialed in. So for me, I've been doing YouTube now for 6 years. We've got, I don't even know, 600 videos or something like that. And only now is it starting to maybe make sense to have like a more casual channel on the side. But even then, I'm very aware that I want to keep the focus on this channel. So, Dr. Rob Cashel, DC, what are your thoughts on Dan Kennedy? I think the man is a legend. I would read everything that he wrote. Full stop. Honestly, amazing stuff. Dan stuff, his trainings, I've bought like everything that I could get my hands on. My library is full of Dan Kennedy stuff, all of the books and the audiobooks and the Renegade Millionaire System and all of the old CDs back in the day when we had to put them in our car, the cassettes. Amazing. Like the man is a legend when it comes to direct response marketing principles. If you follow his stuff, you can't go wrong in most cases. Mladen Mladenov, what type of Facebook ad objective would you suggest for an online used furniture business? Ooh, that's an interesting business. Online used furniture. What Facebook ad objective would I use? Well, seeing as I'm probably going direct for the sale, I would just run a conversion ad. I would run an ad showing a picture of the furniture that would take them to a landing page with a picture of the furniture, a write-up on the furniture, descriptions of the furniture, all the things. And that would allow them to immediately add to cart or purchase it. So probably that one. For everyone else, I would run basically leads run them through an instant form, and then I would run them through this software here, which is what I do for basically everything else. So with the exception of e-com products, where I will normally just run like a conversion ad direct to the product, direct to the sales page, add it to cart, everything else, I'm basically running through this. And the reason is because I just get significantly better results for cheaper, and then I'm able to bring them into my ecosphere and nurture them and love on them and whatever it is. You can visit this link and get a free extended trial, a free call, a free course. There's a whole bunch of free stuff. I talked to HighLevel and they've been amazing at helping hook you guys up. Okay, Mom Belgium, how can handle question of interview of marketing analysis? I received different rejection and I feel lost from rejection. Oh, I'm not sure I understand. Let me see if I can get that. How can handle question of interview of market analysis? I received different rejection. I feel lost. I'm afraid I don't understand that question. Maybe you can rephrase it for me. I think we're early enough in the live that I should be able to get to it at the end. But let me know who it's for, what's the analysis, where's the interview coming from, etc. Benjamin Troost, how would you market a boring B2B product? Having trouble to market a boring product. I love marketing boring products. It's my favorite by far. I used to really love marketing like fun, sexy, exciting products because I got to create cool media and talk about all the flashy things. And then I realized that everybody likes marketing that, and it kind of got boring because I know exactly what to do. So here's what I do with boring B2B products. First of all, two things. First of all, no product is actually as boring as you think it is to the target market. I used to have a client that sold industrial drilling equipment. That's right. Amazing people. They were I just loved them. But they sold industrial drilling equipment for oil and for water. So they would drill water wells and so on. Like legitimately this like contraption that would drill a thing. Like you want to talk boring, that was boring. But to the people that purchased this stuff and to the industry that they were in, they read about it, they researched it, they knew all the specs, they knew everything about it. They loved it. This was not boring to them. So you got to reframe it, number one. The second thing is you've got two options. Number one is you just nerd out over all the cool details about this boring B2B product that people actually don't think is as boring as you think it is. The other option, smack my mic around. I got a new setup as you can see here. I'm running my other video mic. The other option you have is to go the complete opposite direction and you just make it as weird and fun and creative and wacky as you possibly can. In fact, we might even have time to run an exercise. Benjamin, tell me what the product is. Tell me who it's for, like what the target market is, and tell me a couple of the benefits about it. And I'm gonna run it through some software here, possibly at the end, because I'm up for the challenge. But give me those details. All right. Lakia, hey Adam, I'm struggling with getting reviews and testimonials for a client product-based business. Do I have any tips? Yeah, what you got to do is you've got to basically bake the collection of reviews and testimonials into the sales process. So often this happens if we're asking too late or too early before they've even had the thing. But it's like we've got a client product-based business. So what I would do is I would, we're still going to fight that cough for a bit. I'd be sending them the thing. When I send them the thing, I would send it along with some way of collecting a review or a testimonial, and you've got to minimize all of the friction. So if they need to sign up for an account and register their name and do this thing and then do this and then do that, like you're creating too many obstacles and they're never going to do it. But if you can make it seamless, so it's like fill out this card, click this button, put in this thing, maybe you write a couple examples for them. Like, here's what you might want to say. Here's things like don't copy and paste it, but you get the point. And then, barring that, you could also incentivize reviews and testimonials. In many cases, you cannot pay people for reviews for both legal and ethical reasons. Like I think Google My Business is the big one where it's like some people buy reviews. I think it's scammy and kind of sleazy to do, especially because it's relatively simple to just get them a better way. Plus, it's against their terms of service. But you can be like, hey, leave an honest review. You can't be like, leave us a 5-star review and tell us we're the best and we'll give you this thing. But like, leave a review, leave your feedback and be entered for this or get this thing or whatever it is. All right. Jesse, do I have any tips on sales and marketing strategies for people who sell a product that they don't own nor did they create? For example, if I'm selling real estate or cars, I don't own the product. Yeah, I mean, like most people that do sales and marketing, most marketers at least, don't own the product that they sell, or they don't own it, they don't create it, whatever it is. So basically, my entire career has been marketing and selling products and services that I don't own. So people hire me as a marketing consultant or marketing agency. I go in, I talk to them, I was like, what are you selling? And they're like, we're selling cars. And I was like, cool. Who's your target market? And I'll get all the details using this. Where is it? Hang on, let's shuffle things around. There we go, freemarketingcheatsheet.com. So I'll go through all of my questions using this model. So it's like, what's the model, market, message, media, and machine? I'll collect all that information from them. Then I'll put together a compelling marketing plan and campaign for them. So yeah, everything applies. You just have to do a little bit more research and interview them more to find out all of the things that you wouldn't know by not being the owner. But often you're like, I'm able to do a better job 9 out of 10 times better than the business owner for 2 reasons. Number 1 is because like marketing is my whole world and all of that. But number 2 is because I'm able to look at it from an objective, unbiased point of view. So I've gotten to the point in my career where I'm able to be a little more blunt with people, which is nice. In the early days, I had to frame it a little more friendly. But now if someone comes to me and they're like, I have this product and it's amazing and it's not selling, I can look at it and I'd be like, it's because it's not that good, or it's because the message is wrong, or it's because you're saying this, or people don't care about that. So often what ends up happening is we get so caught up in our own businesses, we have blind spots. Same reason I rarely run my own, when I'm running ads, if I'm running ads, I rarely run them for my own stuff myself. It's because I get too emotional and I just can't see things. Same reason that I get consultants to look at my sales pages and some of my more important content that I create. It's like, often it's hard to be objective about your own stuff. All right, Dwayne, South African greetings, Adam. South African, or I shouldn't say South African, I'm not in South Africa. Hawaiian greetings to you, my friend Dwayne. Hope you're well, I'm doing great. It's good to be here today. I'm glad to see you. I've missed this space. I've missed you. What are some of the most useful marketing related prompts that you use often on ChatGPT? So pardon me. Excuse me there. I don't have any prompts that I go to regularly. I literally just ask it stuff. There are some good prompts and there's some things that people will say in like shortcuts and hacks. I find that it's pretty good just telling it to do stuff. So I'm like, write me an ad about this and this thing, other thing, and do this other thing and whatever it is. So I don't really have any prompts that I necessarily love. I think the big advice I would give you is that when you talk to it and it gives you back something, don't be afraid to get it to do more. So it's like, okay, make this shorter, make it better, make it more conversational, make it more professional, add this. So I think the big thing is to just be really clear about what you want it to do. And then, good things happen. Also, ChatGPT 4 now out. I paid for the fancy $20 a month plan. And so far it's kind of blowing my mind, but we will see. Very crazy. Charlotte, hey, we talked about this last week, didn't we? Can you explain inelasticity and elasticity of demand? Yes, this is an economics concept, and I don't want to go too deep into it because it is not relevant to a lot of people, but essentially, price elasticity has to do with how much the price can fluctuate and people are still willing to buy versus inelastic prices, which stay a lot more, basically, Think of an elastic band. So an elastic band is stretchy, a lot more price flexibility versus something that is inelastic. But go to YouTube and there's a ton of like amazing videos that will explain it with graphs and charts and all kinds of things that I can't do with my hands through interpretive dance. David, hope you're doing well from the armpit of the south. I know before you say it. Good to see you, buddy. This is David. Can I sell you some crypto? Haha, joking. Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, what a world. It's been weird lately, man. People are using my videos and my face and they're creating fake accounts and it's weird. It's really weird. And the like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, they've all been really slow to crack down. So there's a lot of fake Adam impersonators out there. Be careful. Be careful. I don't sell crypto, nor will I ever. I don't do basically any of the weird things that a lot of these people are offering. So yeah, be warned. Dwayne, last question. Any tips on how to drive traffic to a newly created WordPress website for a small business? Okay. Yes, if it's newly created, actually, let me go back to there. SEO for a small business website, especially if it happens to be local, is by far your best plan, period. If it's newly created, SEO is going to be a bit of a slog, a bit slow, but you can still do other things. So take advantage of the Google business page, the Google My Business, Google Business at page, you know the one, shows up on maps. Basically fill it out as completely as humanly possible. And you might rank for that even before the website ranks, but then you can link to the website. Also, social media, great tool. And then you can get people back. I would argue that you may not even need them to go back to the website. If you're doing a decent enough job with social media, you may be able to put enough calls to action right there to drive people wherever you want them to. Could be the website also. Website is obviously mandatory, but yes, there's that. The other thing you do have the option of is ads. Straight up ads, especially again if we're talking local, because you can just drive traffic to wherever you want, and as long as your targeting is pretty much on point or you're calling out the local market in the ad, yeah, you can get it pretty cheap. Jerry Wang, happy Saturday from New York. Happy Saturday, Jerry. I'm so far away from you right now, man, but we're there. Bob Barker, hello everyone. Hello. Trev, hey Adam, love your content. Thanks very much, Trev. Appreciate the kind words, and I'm glad to see you here. Harshit, hey Adam, any insights about Amazon PPC, please? Yeah, best advice is, again, this is one of those topics that I don't want to get too nerdy on. It's because I don't think we have enough people in it. But if you're selling Amazon stuff and you're looking at Amazon PPC, pay-per-click advertising versus Google ads or Instagram ads or whatever, use Amazon. Like 9 times out of 10, you're going to get better results by sticking to the native ad platform within whatever it is. So yeah, learn the game, learn the ins and outs. There's a lot of stuff to it. It's a complete other ad platform, obviously. But if that's your jam, then that is the one to focus on. Jesse, expanding on my prior question, how do you best add value when something that isn't necessarily yours? I think like the same rules apply, right? So it's like, again, whether I own the business or not, I'm still creating content for them. So all of those same things apply. Like I'm still going through the marketing master plan, the model market message media machine. I'm still creating content that solves people's problems. I'm still doing anything I can to answer questions and provide value. I might not be able to do it live like this because I don't have the domain knowledge that the business owner would have, but like legitimately, that's what marketing is. It's creating value. It's providing information and context and communicating the benefits of the brand or the business. So yes, everything applies, whether you own the business or not, almost irrelevant. Mandy C10, hey Adam, my husband and I are envious of your Hawaii trip. Yes, well the first couple of weeks have been a bit of a bear. I'm not gonna lie, we were struggling, but we're doing good now. So you can make it over. Hawaii is a great place. It's one of my favorite places. I'm a digital marketing specialist for a healthcare IT, and I want to switch to ABM. Any tips or advice on how to get started with the transition? So if you're talking ABM as in account-based management and marketing, I'm going to need a little more context just to make sure I've got your acronyms right. But any tips on how to get started with the transition, it'll be the same if you were talking about like, hey, I wanted to switch into astronomy or calculus or home baking. Like legitimately, the first thing to do is we just go to Amazon and we buy all the books, and then we read all the books and we start taking notes and we start building up that like foundational knowledge. The Digital Marketing Academy, I'm not even sure I have a link for it here. If you go to adamearhart.com and you just click over the course, like that would be a good place to start because it's going to go through everything you need to know about different digital marketing facets and content marketing and email marketing, and there's bonus courses in there. But like that's it. That's really the first step, is to build up that foundational knowledge, and then you can start looking at how you would apply it in whatever industry that you want. Elon, all right, my man. There's a lot of YouTubers that are saying that most TikTokers will move over to YouTube Shorts, but have you ever scrolled Shorts? The algorithm is absolutely disgusting. Even IG is not so good. Like, hang on one sec. I think you've got to follow up, but I'm going to answer this one first. So yes, there's a lot of YouTubers that are saying that TikTokers will move over to YouTube Shorts, and the answer is yes, they probably will. I have been noticing that happening, and the main reason has to do with monetization. So the TikTok algorithm is superior to the YouTube Shorts algorithm. Full stop. Like it just is. YouTube, however, is a behemoth. Like they're a 800-pound gorilla. They're the leader, and they want to be the leader. So they're going to keep fixing it and making it better. And it's already better than it was even a few months ago. But for context, like the amount of money that I make from YouTube Shorts, definitely not my main thing, but it's like you could count it on like one hand. Like it's tens of dollars. Like insignificant amount of money, especially considering the amount of work that goes in, and especially considering the amount of money that the long form content makes, especially through AdSense and brand deals and sponsorships, like tens of thousands of times higher for longer form content. So what I think is going to happen is TikTokers are going to come over to YouTube as shorts. They're going to realize the potential of longer form content. They're going to start creating longer form content. They're going to make more money there, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, the algorithm's not good. Instagram's isn't great either. They're all secondary and struggling. And they're giving like weird, I'm going to keep bumping this mic. They're giving weird boosts to like weird content. There's other discussions about like the value of a short form media consumer versus a long form media consumer. There's a lot to it. Jefferson, rapid fire. Can you give 3 solid marketing strategies you would use in order to get an increased LTV of clientele for a web design company? Would you use paid ads? Okay, so 3 solid marketing strategies. We'll see how many I come up with. In order to get an increased LTV, lifetime value, of clientele for a web design company. And would I use paid ads? So I don't know if I would use paid ads unless I was really targeted on who I wanted to go after, simply because web design can be viewed as a commodity service. Like you can get it anywhere. You can get it on Fiverr, on Upwork. Most business owners are unable to differentiate a good quality web design company from a bad one, and yet one is charging $5,000 and one is charging $300. And they're both going to come up with a website at the end that looks probably okay. So, tricky. So strategies I would use, number one is I'd need to find some way to niche and differentiate myself from other people. So I've got to be like, I do web design for fitness professionals in the fat loss space to help them make more online sales or something like that. Number two, lifetime value. You need to provide some kind of ongoing service. Maybe it's hosting, maybe it's management, maybe it's updates. And the only other thing is I would look for a complementary service that I could offer alongside that. Maybe content marketing, maybe SEO, probably SEO. Definitely SEO, now that I think about it. Elon, insights about selling digital assets and knowledge on Etsy. Like your marketing cheat sheet, not selling that, just an example. Yeah. Again, relatively commoditized. Etsy is a bit of a world unto itself. I don't have experience selling stuff on Etsy, so I can't really give you like a strategy for it other than take a look at what the top shops are doing and see if you can model after their strategies. So are they selling a lot of products or a few? Are they selling after a certain niche, or are they going really broad? Do their products all look and feel a certain way, or is it this? Is it this price point or that? Like there's a lot you can learn from that. Probably not my favorite model, but doable. I'd also look at Creative Market as another option. Fly, hey there from Reading. I think it's Reading. Reading. UK, what strategy you suggest for growing social media presence when you are starting out as a product-based business without constantly hopping on real trends? Okay, so what strategy would you suggest for growing social media presence when you're starting out as a product-based business? Well, whether you're a product-based business or a service-based business, if you're trying to grow a social media presence, the strategy is always the same, which is number one, you've got to identify where your ideal target market is present and active online, which social media platforms they use, and then go there. Number two, you need to create a just boatload of content. And you're not going to like this, but it's probably going to be hopping on some trends. Like if you want to catch a wave, like a wave is a trend. And you can choose to go your own way and go float out over there, or you can just like literally get in front of that and ride it all the way to shore. So yeah, probably some trends, especially if you're trying to do it quickly. But the answer is really just a whole lot of content, because you've got to prove to your audience and to the algorithms that you're serious about this. And you can't do that with like a post a week. So multiple a day, probably. William, hey Adam, is it possible to market on Facebook without spending money? Yeah, totally. Organic Facebook marketing. Right now, the personal profile works fantastic. I think your business profile is going to be a little trickier, but you can still do it there. Also, Reels, on the topic of Reels, they're getting still a really decent push. Facebook wants more video content as well. So if you can be the one to create video content on your personal page and your profile page, you can start groups. Oh man, there's so many different ways. I might even have a video. It might be a year or two old, but it will still be relevant. The only thing I would probably add to it is like more reels, because that wasn't a thing back then. But if you take a look at like how to market on Facebook, oh man, I'm going to send you down. There's like 30 videos on that one, but like watch them all. You'll find it in there. There's a ton of different options. London Detective, can you give your tips that you use when you are learning something new? I'm currently studying SEM. Thank you. Yeah. What I do, actually, there's a great book that I've used for years. It's called How to Get Straight A's, or How to Become a Straight A Student by Cal Newport, C-A-L Newport, N-E-W-P-O-R-T. And that strategy has served me very, very well, even though we're not looking to get straight A's here. But basically what he advises is you'll go through, like if you're studying SEM, you'll go through a course, probably. I think Google has a number of free courses online on SEM, for anyone not familiar, search engine marketing. So this is typically a combination of, it's normally PPC, but it could also be SEO, kind of fits under there as well. So what you're going to do, you're going to go get this course. You're going to get a pen and paper, physical pen and paper, ideally. Your brain works better that way. If for some reason you can't write, then typing will be the second best, but it's like a distant second. Then you're gonna go through the course. You're gonna write a whole bunch of notes. Like literally everything that you don't know, you're probably gonna write down. Take notes, take notes, take notes. Once you've got all your notes, you're then gonna review them and you're gonna condense them onto a separate piece of paper. So you're gonna take all of these, 50 pages of notes, you're gonna condense them down to like 5 or 10. Get all that done. Then you're going to go through your 5 or 10 and you're going to condense them down again to 1. Then you're going to condense that down to maybe even a half page. And now you're going to have rewritten this so many times that it's going to be baked into your brain. And you're also going to have like a bit of a crib notes cheat sheet version at the end with only the most important things, or the things that are hardest to remember. And then it's in your brain and it doesn't come out. When I went back to school actually, like as an adult so I went through university the first time, learned business aviation, became a pilot, did that career, went back to school, studied marketing. You don't need to go back to school to study marketing. The first time I went through school, I like failed a bunch of things and had to retake physics and all that. I was just a terrible student. The second time I went through, I used this philosophy and I was on the like dean's honor roll and had a super high GPA, and like it was just easy. And it's because I did that. Elon, Adam is taking a sharp turn from marketing videos to a young and attractive millionaire advice that got rich off AI pyramid scheme with these thumbnails and titles. Yeah, I know. It's so funny, right? Like YouTube's such a weird beast where you've got to optimize the title and the thumbnail so much. But yeah, these last couple thumbnails, they're changing. I've got another weird one coming actually as well. I don't want to say weird one, but like we put a lot of effort into it, and it's like me on a beach with a laptop with like millions of dollars and the yacht and girl in the background and like all kinds of stuff. So yes, we will see. But yeah, it's funny. We're always checking what works, right? Okay, Corporal Diesel, so glad you were able to make it. Yeah, my friend, good to see you here as well. Good to see you here. Jerry from New York City. When setting up social media accounts for a small business, oh, I know there's another part to that question. So we'll let you get there. Also, my other friend, I think there's people that like ask a question and then bail before the answer gets said. Because I asked a follow-up on how to like, what's the boring B2B product? And I don't see anything there yet. Habiba, hey Adam, good to see you back. Oh, I think I've been here the whole time. Maybe I took 1 week off. What books will you recommend for starting a digital marketing business? I've got videos on that. So go check out I think it's like top 5 books video. The only other person that I would add there would be, and we talked about him actually earlier today, Dan Kennedy's stuff. So it's like Principles of Direct Marketing. I don't think I talked about that one there. No one plans to fail. In reference to YouTube, is there a formula to writing the description on a YouTube video? There is no formula, and it does not matter very much. The YouTube algorithm and the AI behind it is so good, it knows exactly what's in your videos. Not only does it transcribe all of your text, so it knows everything I say, every word, but it also has such a good algorithm that I'm looking around for something to show you. Like, it can tell what's in the video. So if I hold up this, oh, this might be a little tiny, but I bet you money it would still find it. This is a tiny piece of Lego from, my kids have left a mess around here, but like if I hold up, maybe this piece is easier to see, a piece of Lego. YouTube will recognize that this is a piece of Lego. They will hear the word Lego. They will associate, hey, there was an image of Lego. It was on the screen for 6 seconds. Like, it knows everything. So we really just write our descriptions for the audience in order to provide a little more value, maybe give some links, et cetera, et cetera. Take a look at the way that I write them. So I'll put something right at the beginning above the fold, it's called. So somebody can click a link, they can download the cheat sheet. I can give them another video that I think will be useful. Then I give a bit of a couple paragraphs of a description. Then I provide some more links. The YouTube description is one of the few places that you can probably have multiple calls to action because, again, we're further down the funnel. So someone that watches a number of your videos, they're going to be more interested. So I can be like, hey, if you want to connect on Twitter or here, or wherever it is. Number 2, is it good to follow the same format in each video description? It's fine. It doesn't really matter that much, honestly. Like, the reason that I have similar links is because these are just the best links for you. So hopefully that helps. Abdullah TV, hey bro, back at ya. Good to see you. Immaculate Heart, Adam, yay, hope I didn't miss much. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm glad you're back. Glad you made it. Yeah, I don't know what you missed. We've been going for 41 minutes and 20 seconds, but that's where I think I made the replay available. I wonder if I can change that now on the fly. Let's take a look. Because I might not have set that. Oh, I did. Yeah, we're cool. You'll catch the replay. Here's the other part to the question. Jerry, when setting up social media accounts for a small business, should you use persons or use a department email? And is there any concern using one or the other? Yeah, good question. It doesn't matter again. It really doesn't. It's like when you're setting up the accounts, it depends on who you want to have access to them, I guess. And it depends on what image you want to put forward if somebody is going to email you from that account. So you could use a business email. Like, typically, I just use a business email for it because it makes it easy enough. But I don't think it matters too much. Kenneth G. Oh, hang on. There's a second part to that one. We'll get to you in a second. We got to say hi to Kevin. Kevin, good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. Good afternoon, Kevin. So good to see you, my man. So good to see you. All right, Kenneth, I'm trying to recruit resources that are cost effective, that have expertise in areas that I would like to offer to my clients that I don't have personally. This is a big list. That's okay. Let me see. Hang on. Second part. Can you speak to the idea of how best to recruit, qualify, and employ such resources when you don't have a full calendar of work for them in the beginning? Yeah, okay. So for those tuning in and for you, Kenneth, let me clarify this question. So essentially, you've got a business, you have other services that you would like to offer that you don't have expertise in. It's all of a sudden, like, let's say that me personally, I wanted to start offering, I don't know, sock knitting classes. Big market. But I don't know how to knit socks. So I'm going to go hire someone to knit socks, and I'm going to have them teach people to knit socks. We together still? You with me? So what I've got to do is I've got to find the people. Now, here's the trick. If you don't have a full calendar, that's fine. You're going to probably have to pay them on a freelance, outsourced, contractual basis. You can find them on Fiverr or Upwork or whatever it is. You're going to probably have to pay them more than you would if you had like full-time work and you hired them as an employee. But people are out there. You see, the hardest part of business is client acquisition, customer acquisition. If you can be the one to secure clients and secure customers, you become the rainmaker. Most people are good at what they do, but they're not very good at marketing it, and they're not very good at getting people. So if you can be the one to deliver them things, then you can charge a markup for that, and you can have them go through you, and you can provide those services. So yeah, I mean, that's basically how agencies are built, honestly. It's rare that you'll find, especially big agencies, like no one does it all, which means at some point they're hiring a team member, an outsourcer, a freelancer, a contractor, someone to come in and supplement the work. So yeah, you just got to find the people, and then you've got to test them, and you've got to make sure they're good and train them. It's a bit of a thing, but you can do it. I've done it for years. I've got still have contractors and people. Some things I know how to do, they just know how to do better. Video editing is probably the perfect example. I know how to edit videos. I've edited videos for years. But there's people out there that are better and faster and more creative at it, so I get them to help. Karma, hey again, Adam. Hey, Karma. Could you recommend me some ideas for my sneaker store lead gen ads, like content, copy, and hook? Hey, we could have some fun with this one. This could be like my ChatGPT segment. Hang on, I got this. Kind of been dying to try this out in like a real live situation. So let's do it now. I'm going to tell you exactly what I would write as well. So for anybody interested in ChatGPT Plus, we're going to use ChatGPT 4 now, and I'm going to say, write me a Facebook ad that sells sneakers. We're going to say high-end. What would I say? High-end sneakers. Write me a Facebook ad that sells high-end sneakers to people that love sneakers. We're going to make this, I'm not even going to give it good prompts. Write it in a conversational and funny tone. Make it high converting and super engaging. That is like legitimately, this is one of the worst prompts I've ever written, but let's see what they give us. Oh, not bad. We're off to a good start. I wonder, I'm not going to be able to copy and paste this. Can I share screen? How do I share screen? I can't. I'm going to read it out loud for you. And I'll just, you know what I'll do is I'll try to put a picture of this somewhere later. So here's what they say. Hey, SneakerHeads assemble. Hey there, SneakerFanatic. Have you been on a sneaky hunt for the most SNEAKtacular high-end kicks in the universe? Are you tired of the same old boring shoe game? Well, guess what? Your prayers have been answered. Introducing our limited edition high-end sneakers that'll have your friends drooling with envy. Not literally, please. We don't want soggy sneakers. Prepare for liftoff. With our collection, you'll experience the ultimate style upgrade. These kicks will take you from sneaker enthusiast to sneaker god. Next level comfort. It's like walking on clouds, or maybe marshmallows, but without the sticky mess. That's actually kind of funny. Exclusivity. You know how it feels to be the only one rocking the freshest kicks in towns? Yeah, that's you. Humble bragging rights. Let's be honest, who doesn't love a good flex? Limited time offer. Because we're feeling extra generous, we're throwing in a free pair of ultra comfy, never before seen sneaker socks with your purchase. No more blisters from those pesky lesser sneakers. But wait, there's more. We can't help it. We love spoiling you. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it just keeps going. That's really good. Use that. I'm going to post that in the, I'll put it in the description for the video because it's still writing. It's complete with emojis. I tell you, that's the future. Now, if this was me and it was my sneaker store, I'd be going through there and I'd be tweaking it and customizing it, and I'd probably still spend a good 2 hours like rewriting things. But like as a jumping off point, not bad. Now, what kind of ad am I going to run to this? I'm probably going to run a conversion ad like I would for any product. So I'll run the ad that's going to go to a conversion, that's going to show a picture of the sneaker, take them to a sales page with the sneaker, all of the stuff I said before. Then they're going to add it to cart or just buy it right there. Whew, all right. Okay, Mom Belgium, let me see if I can get this one here. I have an interview in company relating to digital and data. They're asking me how may car in Belgium. My question about structure answer. Oh, I'm sorry. That translation is just not coming through. I just don't understand. Maybe we'll try Google Translate and see if we can get a better one. Because I'm afraid I don't understand that one. Jefferson, Adam, another thank you specifically for HighLevel. I'm enjoying the free 30-day trial using your affiliate link. Does your marketing course include training on using HighLevel? Hey, Jefferson, right on. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, it's crazy software, man. I can't believe the world we live in. I'm so like, jealous isn't the right word. Like excited and excited, I think, for all of you. It's like when I first started over a decade ago, we didn't have any of that. It's like our marketing funnels and our software, it was okay, but like it wasn't that good. And it was a nightmare. It's like to build something like what they have here would have taken $50,000 in like 3 months of work. Is there training? Yes, right here. You actually don't even need the course to get the training. Hang on, it's right there. You'll be able to see it. I've got it hidden behind all kinds of different stuff. So yes, that is the one, highlevelguide.com. Check that out. That gives you the free course there as well. If you haven't signed up, you can get it there. Okay, Immaculate Heart. If you get a client and need to post or run social media ads for them, do you typically log in under their account to launch the ads or a separate account? Same for Google display ads. Okay, so for client accounts, 9 times out of 10, especially for Facebook ads, I run it through a Facebook Business Manager and I run it through their account with their card for their ad spend, and I get access to it. So if you go to business.facebook.com, that'll take you to Facebook Business Manager. If you're running professional services of any kind, you need to run it through Facebook Business Manager. Facebook Business Manager is like this big hub at the top. Under Facebook Business Manager, you can have tons of ad accounts and tons of pages that you manage, and then you can link them up together. This allows you to then get access to a client's page, access to a client's ad account, and run them completely through that. For Google display ads, same thing. I like the client to have their own Google ad, and then they can add you as a partner. It's a little more complicated than Facebook makes it, but still totally doable. And yes, you want to run it that way for a bunch of different reasons. Ross McNamee, any tips for B2B sales selling a boring product for their business? I'm loving this. What is this boring product stuff? Oh, Benjamin, I think you might be here. Hang on, we got other stuff. Any tips for selling a boring product for their business? Catering, disposables for small restaurant. Okay, again, let me reiterate what I told Benjamin. And Ben, I appreciate you still being here. We're going to answer your question. It's not boring to them, right? So it's like the company or the client that you're selling this stuff to, like they live in this world. They like it. They find it interesting. So your choice is to either double down on the specifics and the details and all the things they would care about, or again, to take the super creative, funny approach and see if that works as well. Good example here is like insurance. I don't know if there's a more boring business than insurance. In fact, insurance is not only boring, it's hard to sell because what you're doing with insurance is you're selling a future thing that people don't even get to experience now. So for example, it's like, so you're telling me I get to pay you $100 a month in case I die tragically or my house burns down or something. It's like, that's future Adam's problem. And if I'm dead, I don't know, my family will be fine. Like that is not an easy sell. But take a look at Aflac, A-F-L-A-K, and their Aflac Duck. Take a look at Progressive car insurance and all insurance. Take a look at even State Farm. Like these are big, boring industrial institutions. And their marketing is not too shabby. So, Benjamin, thanks for taking my question. My pleasure. The boring product is electrical and installation cables. Ooh, yeah, that is kind of boring. We can do it though still. Our customer segment are wholesalers and electricians. Please put this in the software. Yes, let's try this. So electrical installation cables, our customer segments are wholesalers and electricians. You're probably gonna make more money with wholesalers, but I'm gonna use electricians because I think it'd be more interesting for everybody listening. I'm gonna just literally use ChatGPT 4 again. Write me a Facebook ad that sells, hang on, I'm just gonna say electrical installation cables, that sells electrical cables to electricians to help them do electrical installation better and faster and safer. There we go. I spelled a whole bunch of things wrong too because I'm typing behind my cables. Write it in a conversational tone, make it high converting, super engaging. I'll use the same terrible prompts as before. Like before, you can even have ChatGPT analyze your own writing style and write it in your own way, which is probably what I would do. Here's what they have. Calling all electricians, unleash the lightning. See, already that's kind of funny. Hey there, wire wranglers. That's also funny. Are you tired of fumbling around with those subpar cables that just don't cut it? Have you ever dreamt of being a cable conqueror, crushing electrical installations with speed, precision, and safety? Well, dream no more. Introducing our supercharged electrical cables, the ultimate game changer for electricians like you. Here's why our cables are about to become your new best friend. Ridiculously reliable. No more late night cable failures. Say goodbye to annoying callbacks and hello to satisfied customers. Speedy Gonzalez approved. Our cables are designed for lightning fast installations, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read through all of it, but it's amazing. Like I said, if I'm going to be running this as an ad, I would rewrite it. and have them basically like make the tweaks that I know would be effective as a marketer. But if you're not a copywriter or this is new to you, this isn't bad. In fact, I know a number of my friends that own marketing agencies that still run Facebook ads. They use software. They use agencies. There's a company called Ad Zombies, I think, and they'll write you ads. And then they take the ad and they rarely use it verbatim, but they'll rewrite it and restructure it. I don't know. This is a nice way to do this. I don't know what this, I think it's $20 a month for this service. Crazy. And like, I'll copy and paste this into the descriptions as well of this video after, but like, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Jerry, when starting a YouTube channel, what would you recommend be your first video? Personal intro about you and purpose of channel? No. Good question. I would not make it about that. My first video would be about, first of all, I wouldn't overthink my first video. There's an expression, I made my own version of it from Sean Cannell, who, I forget what he said, but it was like 10 bad videos or 100 bad videos, something like that. I just say 30 crappy videos. And the goal isn't to make 30 crappy videos, but it's like, you want to make like 30 videos you need the reps. It's like, I don't know if you remember like the first time you ever went to the gym, like the fitness center, and like the first time you ever tried lifting weights, but like, you don't really know what you're doing and the machines all look overwhelming and it's very confusing. Like, you just have to get in like 30 workouts. And by the end of 30 workouts, you know how to do a decent bench press and maybe a squat, and you can do some arm curls, and like, you know how the hammer machines work, and like, you're going to be okay. That's kind of like what this is with YouTube. Like, you just need to make videos. So my first 5-10 videos, they're probably going to be around some kind of keyword related to my industry. So it's like, let's use an example of like a marketing channel. If I was brand new to marketing and I was starting a marketing channel, I would go to YouTube and I would type in marketing. Then I would see what videos people are making on marketing. I would make my own versions of those videos. I would definitely not copy them and make them word for word or steal everything from it, but like Introduction to Marketing 101, or how to use segmentation to get more customers, or how to do web design for fitness businesses, or whatever it is. Like, I would make those. Hang on, we got to check our text. We're good. We're still good for time. But like, I would make my version of those videos, and then over time, you're going to get better results. Also, I would probably use a couple pieces of software. What was the one of them? I think it was Creator. So some of these are expensive and some of them are cheap. I would use VidIQ to give me some ideas. They've got, like, I would probably even buy I've got their paid one, but like, if you're going to be doing YouTube, you might as well pay for a couple pieces of software. VidIQ, I think you can get the free version, might be enough to give you a couple. They're called daily ideas. Yeah, let me just give you that one. I was going to give you the other one, but it's more expensive, so we're going to skip it. So yeah, just start with VidIQ, get some ideas, make 5-10 videos, get them up there. What's interesting is, like, you don't want to make a video about your personal thing and what the channel's about, because no one cares, which is rude to say, but like, they don't. People care later once you've proven that you have stuff that they're interested in, because now they're interested in other stuff. So for example, I'm super interested in photography, videography, painting, things like that. But I wouldn't go to like some random artist's channel and look at his life, because I just wouldn't care. But if he makes a bunch of videos on painting and I like all of it, I was like, this is amazing, I would also then be interested in, well, like, how else does he do it? And how does he look at things? And what does he think about? And then I would go down that road. Mel, what are your thoughts on pop-up ads on websites to collect emails and customer data? Do they help with conversions, or are they spammy and hurt brands? I read an article on the latter recently. So yes, this is a super old debate and topic that everybody has been arguing about for years. My opinion on them has gone both ways. I've been very pro pop-up, very anti pop-up. Let me tell you where I'm at right now. Pop-ups today, 2023, Saturday, March 18th, pop-ups work. You put them on your website, you have it so that they, like, I try not to bombard people immediately, but if you have an exit pop, so if someone goes to leave, it pops up. If you have it so that after a certain amount of time, it pops up. And if you're also very aware that it's easy to see the X to X out of it, and it doesn't overwhelm someone when they're on mobile, if you do them right, they work. Are they spammy? Yeah, I don't know, maybe a little, but they work. And they work really well. So most people, when they visit a website, they never come back. 99% of people, 98%? It's that high. So the vast majority of people that visit your website, they're never coming back. So does it hurt to show them something and give them an incentive to stick around? I don't know, maybe not. So I'm pretty pro pop-up as long as you do them well. Maybe that'll change later. Consumer behavior changes, people change, but like for now, yeah, I like them. The Stifler. Hey, I watched your video about journaling. It was very good. Hey, thanks, my friend. I'm glad. First of all, I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you thought it was good. What's cool about those videos is like, those are kind of the more personal development things that I think are very important. But the algorithm isn't super keen on showing because it's not like how to use journaling to do marketing. So they've got me in a box, which is okay. I like my box. What do you think is the best way to get clients at this time for SEO? Is it just looking at the second page? For future, what is the best way for Facebook ads? Okay. Best way to get clients with SEO? Yeah, I like looking at the second page or bottom first page or whatever it is. And then I'll make like a Loom video, a screen capture video of me walking them through their website and some tweaks and optimizations that I think they could make. I do it without being offensive because the last thing someone wants is a video that's like, hey, I went through your website and it totally sucks and I can make it good, so hire me. But if you do it good, you'll be good. When you go live at this time, because if you go live earlier, then I can't watch. Well, I'm glad you can make it these times. Yes, when I go back to the West Coast, I'm afraid, I'm sorry to say, I'll have to make it earlier. We'll have the replay for you though. But yes, this week and next week, it'll be at the same time. Same bat channel, same bat time. Mandy, yes, account-based marketing, ABM, perfect. 200 characters always get me. Thank you so much. Always appreciate your answers. My pleasure. And I'm glad we got to that one. Tahitian flower. Hey, right on in my area of the woods right now. Aloha, aloha. What's an ad that caught your attention lately? Are there marketing strategies that have impressed you lately? Oh, what's an ad that impressed me lately? None that come to mind right now. There's a marketing strategy that impressed me lately though. Slim Jim. You know those like meat sticks you get at 7-Eleven? Like the pepperoni sticks that are, I don't actually really like Slim Jims. I can't say that. I've eaten more than my guilty pleasure. But like Slim Jims, you know what I mean? Tube meat in a stick from a 7-Eleven. Their Twitter channel is really good. They recently followed me, Slim Jim's thing, and I had to make sure. I was like, is this the Slim Jim thing or like some fake Slim Jim thing? They followed me on Twitter. I checked out their page because I hadn't looked at it in forever. I thought it was pretty funny. They had a tweet. They're like, hey, reply to this tweet and for your meat nickname. So I wrote back and I was like, all right, Slim Jim, what you got? And they wrote back, marketing meat. And I literally laughed out loud. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, that's just kind of funny. I was like, that's good marketing. Really good marketing. Wendy's has another good Twitter channel. Oreo is famous for theirs. Like JetBlue, I think, has some pretty decent stuff as well. But like, there's some funny stuff and it's good. So that's good marketing. Hello, all the way from Algeria. Hello, Adele. Hi. Okay, 9:02. I'm late, so I gotta run. Family stuff. The sun is shining. It's beautiful. Let me see if I can hit one more question that I think will help. Adam, I'm new to this. That's just opening a company in construction. I need help for lead. Fabio. Okay, yeah, you're in the right place. All the videos on this channel are going to help you. I don't have anything specific beyond what are in the videos, but we'll see. Josiah, hey Adam, I have a question about marketing. Do marketers have to know accounting in their day-to-day life? The answer is no, but it doesn't hurt. I think the better concept of knowing even the baselines of accounting, like legitimately, like accounts receivable, accounts payable, ins and outs, balancing a balance sheet, looking at an income statement, like that just helps with your overall concept of business. But you definitely don't need accounting. What kind of math do digital marketers need to know? Very little. Like if you know math up to like a grade 9 or grade 10 level, you'll do okay. That said, I've got videos and things I call marketing math, and it's essentially how to work with fractions and percentages to build out a marketing funnel. So for example, if I've got 1,000 leads and then they're converting at 20%, and then that converts at 5%, and then that converts at 3% for each stage of my funnel, I'm able to work those numbers out. And if I can assign metrics and values to each one, I'm basically able to tell you how profitable a marketing campaign is going to be from like the very early stages, which has become very handy over these years. Okay, and let me see if I can do one more. Yeah, awesome, my friend. Yeah, it's cool. I'm trying to remember as well to put those ads that GPT-4, they're just calling it now. I'll put those in the descriptions. Let me see. Find a starting point, best starting point. Okay, this one. I think this is good because it's sort of helpful for everyone. And then we'll wrap it for today, and we'll get back here next week. George, I'm just starting out and I can't find a starting point. Yes, I understand. Totally overwhelming. Please advise the best starting point: paid ads, email marketing, or social media marketing. Okay, here's the deal. When it comes to marketing and when it comes to learning and developing this skill, and it's huge, right? Like huge. Like there's obviously digital marketing and traditional marketing and direct mail marketing and social media and SEO and SEM and PPC. And under those, there's online advertising with Facebook ads and Instagram ads and under those, there's video Facebook ads and Reels placements and this. It's ridiculous, right? It's huge. So where do you start? You start where you're most interested. Full stop. So when you're looking at, let me pull up your question again here. When you're looking at all of these different options, paid ads, email marketing, or social media marketing, which one do you find most interesting? Do you really like the idea of creating lots and lots and lots of content and making it engaging and providing value and learning different social media platforms and creating different content around there? Well, then start social media. And don't just start social media, but which social media platform are you most interested in? Let's say it's, I don't know, TikTok, for lack of I should say YouTube. Forget TikTok, but let's say TikTok. So it's TikTok, and you start learning about the algorithm, what content's doing. You follow all these people, and you're analyzing their content. You're downloading videos. You're transcribing them. You're learning the words that they say, how they're designing their captions. Well, funny thing, once you do that, it's not going to be that far of a jump to go from like TikTok organic to look at TikTok ads. So now you're in TikTok ads, and you're learning how to target them and how to design the campaigns, and you're creating campaigns but not launching them because that costs money, and you're learning all those. And then once you figure that out, you're like, well, what else do they use? And it just starts to snowball from there. So really, the best place to start is wherever your curiosity is pulling you, and that'll lead you into other paths. So for example, when I first started marketing, I thought, in my limited knowledge, I was like, all right, well, everything's online now. So especially back 10 plus years ago, it was web design. It's like, I need websites. So I started learning how to build websites. I learned through HTML and PHP. I learned the coding. And then I was like, this is ridiculous. So I learned WordPress, and it was drag and drop. I was like, this is way better. So I started making WordPress websites. Then I realized nobody could find these websites. So I started learning SEO. Then once I learned SEO, and I was like, this is amazing. How do I get more of this traffic? So I started learning social media. And then once I learned social media, I was like, hey, some of these posts do really, really well. I wonder what would happen if I just spend money on them and turn them into ads. So then I learned advertising, and then my world exploded and things just got really good. And I was like, okay, well, how to make better ads? And I need video, and how do I get other content? And it just kept snowballing from there. So that, my friend, that is my advice. Now, to everybody else here, thank you for being here on this fine Saturday morning, afternoon, evening. So good to see you. I appreciate all the questions. They're absolutely amazing. I'm going to go right now before I check out my family and we hit the beach, and copy and paste those things over into the description, and we'll have those ads for you to look at and reference later. And with all that said, thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.